So this is all about water fasting and how do we do it. And guys, सबसे पहले we have to do a medical disclaimer for us. Water fasting for 48 to 72 hours is actually a very significant psychological stressor as well as physiological stressor. The tool is for educational purpose. Whatever I'll explain you, this has to be done under some supervision for us. If you have already some diabetes, heart conditions, or you are taking a lot of medicines, especially for blood sugar or blood pressure, you have to consult a doctor also. If they give a go ahead, then only we should do it. And if the palpitations, heart palpitations are getting more, or let's say if you are experiencing some severe nausea, it's very important to stop it immediately, or maybe you can talk to your coach as well so that you can stop it immediately. The person would also be able to guide you around that. And during all these things, when we are doing a fasting, a prolonged water fasting, it's really important that electrolytes like sodium, potassium, magnesium, these three are major ones, are very important to be taken care if we are doing it post 24 hours. Okay. And if you are obviously, if you are breastfeeding or pregnant or underweight or have some history of eating disorders as well, you need to be much more cautious while doing any fasting around it. Okay. So let me start working out, and let's see that what exactly happens when we are trying to start the fast. So I'll start with the very early stage when we have just ate the meal, right? We are in the 0 hours of fasting, right? Timeline is there for us. We are in the fed state, meaning we are having an anabolic or a fed state for us in life right now, meaning your body is digesting your last meal. And what happens is when you are digesting your last meal, so insulin levels would be elevated because your blood sugar is going inside your body, right? Your blood sugar is let's say getting absorbed through the gut, right? And nutrients are being absorbed and stored as glycogen in the liver as well as muscles, meaning let's say if you have taken 50 grams or 80 grams of carbohydrate, right? So maybe 30-40 grams will get stored in, let's say, glycogen, liver glycogen, as well as muscles, and remaining would be obviously in your blood itself. So insulin has to spike up, right? So that it can maintain a steady glucose level for you, right? So that's why if you see here the biomarkers, if you see here the insulin is a little bit high for us, right? Glucose, glycogen, liver glycogen is full, and these three things will cover after some time. Okay. At this time you will obviously feel much more fullness, you will have normal energy, and blood sugar would be stable. Okay. And the energy is abundant, cells are focused on growth and storage, nothing else. Okay. Let's get to 12 hours, which we mostly do, right? Which we mostly do, meaning when we are having, let's say, dinner at 8 and our breakfast at morning 9 a.m., so we are already having a little bit of fasting state already, right? So if we are already having that much fasting, so what we can do is, this is also every day it might generally happen for you guys, meaning this catabolic transition will start to happen for most of us because 12 hours and more anyways we do fasting, right? The intermediate fasting before, from the night till the morning. What happens is digestion is now complete, right? Average digestion takes around 12 hours, right? Some things take 3-4 hours also, and some things take 24 hours also, like non-veg, like let's say red meat and all these things. But average if you take, sometimes the digestion generally averages out in around 12 hours. Now insulin levels will start to drop because your blood sugar doesn't have blood doesn't have any sugar at all, right? And your body will begin to tap into the liver glycogen for energy as well as the muscle glycogen as well, right? So what will happen is your fasting state is now technically beginning, meaning you will start to get the pangs of hunger, right? And some people obviously will be maybe experiencing a little bit of cravings also. And whenever we are in fasting state, I will keep on repeating this thing that we will our body will actually struggle to maintain its temperature, so we'll start to feel much more colder as well. Okay. So what happens is insulin is depleting here, and liver glycogen is also depleting. Now here if you see HGH is rising, so will next time when I'm on 24 hours, I'll be covering up the HGH also. What does this human growth hormone is happening for us? But yes, stay busy. Hunger often comes in waves, like a sine wave, so it might be sometimes high, sometimes low. So it's much more better that we keep on drinking some water. Sparkling water is also okay, but it should be of high quality. Or let's say some herbal tea, maybe it could be some cinnamon tea, it could be some let's say green tea is also okay for that time to manage the appetite. Okay, liver glycogen is fading, the body prepares to switch the fuel sources, meaning right now our body is still going through the catabolic transition, meaning the energy source is still the carb source. Now let's come to the 24-hour fasting. When we are completing 24 hours, what is happening is ketosis is one of the best thing which happens in our body, meaning glycogen is already gone for us. So what happens is the first thing which will happen is this HGH surge. Human growth hormone surge will be happening. It would be around 300 to 500%, meaning human growth hormone, if you see, begins to spike to preserve muscle. We don't want our muscles to go. So our body automatically starts to increase the HGH levels in our body so that our muscles get preserved, and the liver converts all the and liver, what it does is liver starts to convert fatty acids into ketones. So if you see, this is the adipocyte, this is the fat tissue. What it will do is liver will start converting all these adipocytes into the ketones, which will in turn provide us energy. Okay, so actually during the 24 hours also you'll start feeling hunger waves. It's not like that okay your hunger will be gone. Even a lot of people start to feel brain fog, irritability as well, and some people we have seen that they start to feel a little bit of acetone kind of breath as well. Okay, so fat burning, meaning lipolysis is now the primary energy source for us. So ketone production is ramping up. If you see, this ketone production is also ramping up. And there is one more thing which is autophagy, which is the repair of your cellular organelles. This is also starting. Let's go deep into the 48 hour, but let's see that electrolytes are the key now. A pinch of quality of a pinch of quantity of salt in water can help reducing the headaches or fatigue. Now let's get to 48 hours. What does happen? Deep ketosis and autophagy. Now this is a very beautiful part because you are in full nutritional ketosis. There is no glycogen which is there. Your only fat or your only energy source is the fat only for you, right? So autophagy, meaning cellular cleansing, is accelerating, meaning it is recycling all the damaged organelles, meaning all the parts of your human cells are known as organelles, right? Lysosomes and all the Golgi complex. It could be mitochondria. Every part of the cell is known as organelle, right? And inflammation markers like CRP. So many people actually have a lot of inflammation markers because of a lot of eating of, let's say, let's say stomach irritating foods, or let's say um, having a lot of processed foods or something, right? So inflammation markers like CRP, HSCRP, ESR will start also to drop significantly for us. So that's also a very good thing for us. And hunger at this time starts to decrease. You don't feel hunger. You might be irritable sometimes, but the energy would be stable. That's a good thing, and mental clarity would be really really good at that time, and you'll be feeling light. You won't be feeling at all that okay, I'm feeling hungry, or I'm feeling heaviness or bloating. There is nothing which will be happening for you. And if you see here, biomarkers, meaning insulin is very low, liver glycogen is already empty, the ketones is already at the highest level, but the autophagy itself is very very high right now for us. Human growth hormone is also peaking out. You might be knowing that autophagy results have gone, I think got recently a Nobel Prize itself for the person who has identified that autophagy is happening generally for the people who do the prolonged fasting. It's so good for us. In some cases it actually starts to cure a lot of cancerous carcinogen kind of cells as well, cancerous cell as well. So it's really really game changing for all of us. It really increases the amount of age we could have. It increases our longevity. It really is a very game changer, this kind of fasting. So listen to your body. If you feel dizzy upon standing, sit down immediately. It's really important. You are running on a premium jet fuel, meaning, like, think about it as an analogy that your carbohydrates are a fuel source which is very less efficient, meaning they are like kerosene. But the but the fat sources which get converted to ketones are the very very premium jet fuel kind of fuel for you. So that's why it's really really nice for us, and our body also loves it. So cells are cleaning house. Damaged proteins are also broken down for new parts, so that's a very good thing. Now let's come upon to the one of the highest we can do, and we can recommend also. We don't recommend 7 days of water fasting, but 72 hours is what we can recommend as coaches also, the highest water fasting. But yes, we have to be much more in touch with your coach or your medical practitioner, so that that person is able to be reached out at any time if you are feeling some discomfort or something. Okay, 72 hours is the peak fasting state, and there a lot of more magic happens. It means that maximum autophagy is already happening, but there are two more important things which happen. Immune system regeneration signal starts. It's very tough to start. In general, lot of efforts have to be made, but the 72 hours can do this magic already. Okay, and insulin sensitivity is also reset for a lot of people, so that's the best thing. And the mental focus is the best for you guys. A lot of people, you will see that you will start to feel a lot of euphoria kind of zone. You feel the best in life until you have ever felt. And you'll have very, it would be actually mostly, it would be zero hunger. You won't feel at all any hungriness. High focus and cold extremities, as I already told, that our body will be very much prone to feeling cold. Your whole body will be cold. Once you actually touch other people, you'll feel, man, so much cold you are. Okay, and human growth hormone is obviously high here, and autophagy obviously is high. Everything is high, so that is the time we should start to plan that now how will we refeed ourselves. But before that, I'll also tell you, this immune system's cells are starting to renew, and BDNF also is starting out. BDNF is a very very important thing for us, brain derived neurotrophic factor, which actually, you can say, replenishes the nervous system for us, and a lot of nerve cells also, it repairs it up. So that's the best thing for your brain also. In some cases, it actually helps in a lot of different big issues like dementia, like Parkinson's also. So this is a very very game changing thing for us. And after the 72 hours are done, or 48 hours, whatever you choose to do, 48, 24, 36, 48, 72 is generally what people try to do. So we have to plan your refeed very very carefully. If you are a non-veg person, you can actually have bone broth or steamed veggies if you are a veg person, so that you can have a very lighter meal. Try to take the quantity which is generally half of your original quantity of meal, so that your, it's like you are, it's like a machine which was stopped for 72 hours. Think about it. Then when you start with a high load, it will get damaged, right? So it's really important that we should not plan any large meal immediately after we are breaking the fast. A little bit of small meal. I know we might be feeling a lot more hungry, but no worries. Just after a couple of hours, just 1 2 hours also. After that, you can start having your normal meals after that. So I hope this makes sense. Again, a very important disclaimer that this has to be done under some expert's guidance, so that that expert or any person who is tracking you there is reachable on phone if you are feeling any issues. Thank you.